Here's a 7-minute long commercial for an Italian clothing company called Intimissimi, which specializes in undergarments, pajamas, and vests for both men and women. The brand has had a third-party arrangement with Victoria's Secret, and its collections have been sold in over 240 Victoria's Secret stores across Europe. The commercial was filmed in 2007 and directed by Gabriele Muccino. The cast consists of duo MonicaBellucci and Jose Fidalgo. The entire commercial runs in a narrative loop, which, regardless of the scenario, has Bellucci always walking in on her love interest Fidalgo having an affair with her. Throughout the piece, Bellucci encounters her many alter egos, complete with varying hairstyles, makeup looks, and outfits, portraying different personality traits. Her interactions with them are also varied. She may have direct contact with some, and only pass by others knowingly. And that's essentially it. What else were we to expect from an advertisement? Well, okay. If there's not a whole lot of story or really any development, then we could at least try to create some sort of discussion out of what motifs were given, right? If we're to strictly look at this as a marketing strategy, which we should, then it's pure genius. Now, depending on your perspective, this commercial may or may not be dated or too long. On the one hand, it's very, very likely that the intimate apparel Bellucci models in the clip has long discontinued by now. And realistically speaking, you get the point of what she's selling within the first 2 minutes. But that's just it. The blatantly obvious eye candy is what will keep you watching. Let's be honest here. Everyone in the world and their grandma are obsessed with the pure immaculacy that is MonicaBellucci. Oh, and she might just render you curious enough to check out the clothes. Business as usual, right? But anyway, the other aspect about this that I wanted to touch upon is the setup itself. It kind of has a cinematic build-up that makes the whole production play out not unlike a music video or skit. It's not a typical ad that just shoves the products in your face and lists all the marketable attributes associated with them. There's actual drama and tension that one would find through any visual entertainment medium. There's a coherent plot with events that take place in various scenes. Aside from the commercial plugins, such as her laying out the branded clothing on her bed and deciding on what she wants to wear, there's a performance here that viewers would naturally want to see unfold. They want to know how Bellucci will react to the adultery every time, whether she's always known about Fidalgo's ways. They want to try and piece together her connections to her other selves, and if there's any context as to why they show up in specific places at specific times. People will inevitably treat this like a movie, because they crave suspense, answers, a climax, and a payoff. They like a good story with characters that they might be able to relate to in some way or another. My favorite scene, which starts off the video and is swapped with a multitude of Monicas, is when Fidalgo does the tango with his mistress. It's partly because I love dance and have always wanted to learn ballroom dancing, but also partly because I wasn't expecting it to have any particular relevance until the alter ego started showing up. One thing I must say though is that the whole film is in Italian, with no subtitles. So unless you understand the language or can make inferences, you may get frustrated. I haven't been able to find uploads with any subtitles, oddly enough, and I personally don't trust automatic subtitles on YouTube. Though I'd say it makes the narrative more mysterious. You want to know what Bellucci's selves are saying to each other that possibly causes them to behave the way they do, and how they feel about their situation and surroundings. I sure found tons to talk about from a 7-minute ad, eh? Anything is possible, it seems. All things considered, it's a brilliant marketing ploy.